Welcome, friends, back to Occultists Anonymous, episode 92, right? Yes. Occultists Anonymous, sponsored by Roll20, the Onyx Path, and viewers like you. I'm not going to say anything too special about patrons or Patreon, we're going to list off the names, because of course we will. But thank you guys, everybody who's out there supporting us, sharing, doing all that kind of stuff, subscribe. Guys, for really reals, just quick second, coronavirus is for reals. Don't go, not kidding.
Stay at home and watch us play video games.
Stay at home
Tops.
if you're able to. If you have to go to work, I'm one of them. Ashes too. Yeah. Just do so safely. Take precautions. Just because you are young and healthy doesn't mean jack squat. Just seriously, it's this not a time to panic. Just do smart stuff, right? Believe it or not, listen to the government. Ugh. Listen to the CDC and the WHO. We'll move on from there. And yes, a very special shout out to our patrons, of whom there are 5 new ones this week. Hi, guys. How y'all doing?
Welcome to the squad.
Yeah. So we have officially broken 30. We are now 31.
Deep breaths.
Thank you to Adam, Alan, Michael, Alexander, Badur, Bernie, Brandon, Doc, Emil, Giovanni, James, John, Josh, Catfeathers, Lance, Melissa, Michael Cubed, Michael, Moku, Nova, Noctal, Perry, Puppeteer, Rovisgrad, Ryan, Schmitty, Sebastian, Sinna, Thomas, Usef Sama, and Firekeeper. Hi, guys.
We're going to need to...
How are you all doing?
Our second Patreon goal is to hire one of those fast-talking car commercial guys.
Yeah. Dude, but with my work, I could actually probably find one of those guys. So, yes, thank you guys for your support. Quick thing about Patreon. If you're supporting us, you should have access to the preview of art for our characters. The first sketches, those are up. You can go find those. There's the network character sheet polls, which I believe are still up. Cultists and Sleepwalkers have access to a couple extra. Everybody can vote on the other ones. I think they're almost done, so that means this week or next, I need to double check. We will have those completed and done, and I'm checking now. And I will have Network's completed character sheet posted for everybody to see very, very soon. View poll. 3 days left. So if you're watching this on Twitch, you still have 3 days. YouTube guys, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you will have just missed it. Sorry. So hopefully you paid attention to last videos. And then, I will get those posted up very, very soon, because I'm hoping all of you enjoy having your own Jimmy Smalls Patinko network, the Mastigos, in your own, literally, hey, if you're playing a werewolf game, tell me you don't want to put Jimmy poking around in your business. Come on, I'm just saying. So, yes. Speaking of poking around in your business, we are in Cambodia. With a seer named Abaddon. His
Batman
quintet of Myrmidons. Actually, as somebody else pointed out, previously, hey, did we get any description about these guys? Because, they were paying more attention to Myrmidons than I had, because I hadn't looked them up too much before now. I just had the basic stuff. So yes, those of you with Mage Sight, i.e. all of you except for Gabe, because reminder, the Cabal didn't just go by themselves. No, they brought backup. They brought Shanna, who is now looking like a crossover of Xena, Warrior Princess, and Sonya. What was it? Shanna the She-Devil, I think, was your character design, with an enormous spear.
Huge spear.
Huge spear, yeah. Because
she looks like a Frank Rosetta painting.
Yep. And this is A-okay. And then, of course, poor Gabe, who's hanging out in the twilight, feeling pretty slick with himself. And Maeve actually was left behind. Not left behind, told to stay behind.
And the bird is here.
Oh, yes, that's true. The little raven bird is here. Did we give a name to the raven bird, Craig?
Raven.
Very
Just
good.
Raven.
Yep. which Craig bought. Well, Weird bought, whatever. They bought with some
Spent
XP.
on.
Yeah. But yes, the Myrmidians, now especially... Myrmidons? Yeah, there's no extra I in there. Myrmidons. Now that the hallucination that was covering over their clothing and stuff like that has been dropped, and they have military style fatigues on. They have small submachine guns. Abaddon has drawn out of like little travel bag out from this unusual amount of space, very Doctor Who, draws out a large military grade assault rifle that all of the peripheral mage sight is tingling off of. This thing is heavily imbued with stuff. So if you guys want to inspect that, good luck.
Yep.
But yes, the soldiers themselves, they all look more or less like they're related. Myrmidons are a proximi line, so they are going to be a lineage. But there's a couple little oddities that you guys notice. Gabe makes no mention of them, Ash, to Atratus or anything like that. But you notice, like, behind the sunglasses, there's one guy who has, like, a compound eye. There's somebody else, their forearm is covered in a little bit of insect-like chitin, and various other little bug-like things. Not a full, like, anthroform, kind of thing, but just little bits of ant-like, insect-like bits of them that have kind of come through in the genealogy. Definitely a little bit unsettling. Nobody is like completely replaced mouth, but there are like little wiggler things next to one of their mouths. Yeah, they're not terrific to look at. But Gabe, however, just isn't seeing any of this. In case it comes up in conversation. But very quickly, and I will keep this open in case you guys forget, but Abaddon does, explain, and he is in matching fatigues and has that assault rifle, that these are Etes, Nebal, Nagrin, Quarith, and Dekka. If you guys, I know
Nazis.
Yeah, we're not going to give them any orders, and they're probly not taking
bug Nazis.
Bug Nazis is probably pretty appropriate.
So what does his rifle do? Because boop. What does his rifle fucking do?
Now my question is, I'm trying to remember, but I believe you have to lay hands on said rifle, because I don't believe it has reach for sensory range.
What is the spell?
Supernal vision.
It's one of the matter ones, yeah. Axeman's Eye?
No. Supernal vision and discern composition. You have to use touch range for the discern composition part, but supernal vision is just look at it.
And what does supernal vision do?
Lets me ask questions about what it does.
Oh, right. What are those questions?
To which supernal world is the target most closely aligned?
Ooh, the item is aligned with forces. Actually, and
real quick, I automatically know if it's imbued, enhanced, or an artifact.
Ah, okay. It is.
It's an artifact. Yeah,
it is an artifact, and it is imbued, which you know is normally not a thing.
Yeah. All right. And what did you say? It was closely.
The weapon itself is tied to forces, but the spells on it. But yeah, especially if you turn on Mage Sight, because you can at least once you have active Mage Sight on, you can make out that it has Matter spell on it and a Prime spell. I had to remember what that was. Actually, because you have cast those spells before, I'll probably just go ahead and tell you that it is imbued with Crucible and Ephemeral Enchantment.
Yep. What's the target's Gnosis?
Interestingly, and this is probably the part where, Songbird is going to go, this doesn't quite make sense. It has no Gnosis.
How the fuck is it an artifact then?
If you would like to roll, let's definitely roll, Mr. Forge Master. Let us roll intellect plus occult plus 2, please.
Maybe the reason you can't see its noses is the same reason somebody standing in Trafalgar can't see London.
No, not quite though. Okay, cool.
1 success.
This is an ideoform. Does Chris remember what ideoforms are?
Chris has a vague recollection of some sort of book that constantly reforms itself.
They are the epitome of a thing. So
this is the most gun to ever gun.
This is, well, in this particular case, yes, it is the most the most assault rifle of all assault rifles. By themselves, they don't do anything special. What they can do is allow spells to be relinquished for only 5 mana instead of willpower dots.
Oh, when you imbue them or whatever?
Well, because you're not really imbuing them. I guess technically wouldn't be imbued. It would be, what's the other one? Enhanced. It has a spell on it. Yes.
Yeah.
It is not capable of casting said spell. So it has, yes, a permanent crucible and ephemeral enchantment sitting on it. And then, yeah, he pulled that from a little knapsack bag that has a space spell imbued on it that... Well, actually, none of you have cast it, so you don't recognize it. But yeah, you do recognize it as space on it.
Pocket dimension.
That's quite a gun.
It's got a Mary Poppins back.
He does have a Mary Poppins bag, I will say that. So Abaddon kind of looks at you, nods, and says, I appreciate your appreciation. But now it's not the time to talk. And motions at 3 of the Myrmidons, kind of points them forward, points at the other 2, and kind of points to the back. And they kind of give this kind of flanking, rear guard and front force. And they start moving out and kind of spreading out. And Abaddon turns, he's got the gun slung over himself, and looks and says, I know the way to the temple itself, but I think that we should at least explore this area to see if we can locate the abyssal intrusion first, to see if it's out here before we head into the temple itself, just to make sure that we're not leaving it behind us as we go in.
I concur.
And I believe Shanda is probably on board with that. So
Probably also the best choice to scout.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I should open her character sheet.
Between zoom in and shape-shifting into a bird.
Indeed. Did we ever... She didn't have a legacy, if I remember correctly, right?
No.
Okay. All right, lads. I'm gonna be fighting extra character sheets this entire time. I'm just gonna pop these guys out.
Is there is this area populated at all?
Not
I'm asking this to Abaddon.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and he will say not the immediate area. It's not populated so much as it's a tourist area. Koh Ker, the Cambodian, I cannot remember the religion, but the temple site is built on this. Ancient sleepers were drawn to the hallow that this bound resides in. So there is the possibility of people seeing us, but my Myrmidons will handle them politely and carefully, and they will be unharmed. We don't really want to draw attention or investigation by more sleepers into the area.
Sure.
I appreciate your discretion and consideration.
Yeah, it's solely self-serving.
Correct. But in this particular case, our purposes
Interests
align. And he kind of chills for a little bit. And Ash, you think Shanda probably gets bird-like and takes the air?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she flutters off. If I remember correctly, she's got that as a road, right? Transform life.
She has shape-changing. Transform life
right.
just lets you change part of your body.
That's right.
But yeah, she has shape-changing and zoom in as praxis.
Cool. All right. I'm not even going to worry about that because I don't care if she gets a critical or exceptional success. So yeah, she turns bird-like. Actually, I think she walks over to Songbird and says, don't lose it, and hands the spear over and gets airborne. What's your weaponry skill, by the way? Okay, that's what I thought, right.
Goosey.
Very, very little temptation. Actually, she probably actually hands it off to Weird, because at least Weird can use it. What's Weird's strength?
Strength is not great.
Is it a 2? Or
yeah,
1?
it's a 2.
If I remember correctly, that's fine.
Strength is 2, weaponry is 3.
Yeah, it needs strength too.
Yeah. So yeah, passes it off to you because you actually have a chance at using it.
It's longer than you are tall.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, it is the classic, like, old school military long spear. And yeah, takes to the air and begins to spread about. And she's like, I mean, you all are familiar enough with. No, of course you're probably not. Just listen for the really, really loud bird that is obnoxious.
Caw.
Exactly, yes. And she's gone.
I'm going to cast a spell as well.
Okay.
Actually, I should probably link this up with telepathy.
Yes, if you want to retcon that, you're welcome to. And who all are you going to include in the telepathy?
Not Abaddon. Well,
I want to be able to coordinate with him.
it would make communication easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him in my head, though.
So I'm imagining this as like this imago is Songbird kind of like reaching down and just like getting in touch with the earth and like feeling the plant life and the like bugs and the creepy crawlies and everything, and just like pulsing a web of life out.
You're pulling in a Travis.
Sure. Yeah, but it's very like scouting the area by virtue of like feeling everything out and everything like that.
Very big.
And the idea is I want to know every living thing, because I think Songbird would, having not run into anything from the abyss, it would show up by virtue of not being there.
Sure. A big
is what
like
Songbird
void of in
would
space.
be imagining.
Sure, I dig that. You're looking for the negative space.
Yeah.
I dig that. Cool. And so we're basically just casting Life Web with
Just a
instant and
big ol'-
advanced scale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's that? 5 dice?
7, 3, yeah. 5 dice, 4 successes
on 5 dice. So something's going to go wrong in this game.
Yep.
That's not right.
You were doomed.
That's too many.
Yes, you have a big ping, and it is an overwhelming amount of stuff. You don't notice any like obvious blank spots,
Like dead spots or
Right.
anything.
Notable. Like you were picking up large predator types. There's
Sure.
stuff everywhere. Nothing really stands out as like devoid of life.
Okay.
It's a very, very good spell, though. I hadn't thought about that.
Right. For telepathy, I need 4 reach. Because I need instant, scale, duration.
Scale.
You can just pay for it with penalties.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on if you want to go paradox or not.
And the other reach to
Actual allow telepathy.
only the thoughts you want to send or transmitted.
Right.
Oh, and I need another reach to let you talk back. Yeah?
I believe so. Yes.
It says you need +1 reach to let all subjects send and receive thoughts.
So yes, you need that one as well.
So I need 4, yeah. I've got 1, because it's mine 2 spell.
You have yes, because you have mine too.
Yeah, mine 2 or mine 3?
Mine too.
Mine 2.
Oh.
Drives me nuts. I keep doing the same thing. I'm like, how do you not have mine 3? Just haven't got there yet. Perry says, now there are 3 dogs. There are definitely more than 3 animals. We'll just go with that.
So I can spend a mana to reduce the paradox by 2.
One per
paradox. Yeah. So you are overreaching by 3 with your gnosis means you have 6 paradox.
So
If you are using your dedicated magical tool, that drops off 2, leaving you 4, and then you can spend 4 mana to get rid of that as well. Or you can just risk
chumps game.
Yeah, let's see. I'll use my tool to reduce 2. I'll spend 2 mana, so I'll take 2.
Okay. Need you to roll your wisdom. Because there's 2 successes.
I can do her like that.
Man, it's just blind roll 20. If all else fails. I didn't do it. Paradox did it.
Wisdom 7.
And we got
Oof.
no successes. Okay. Well, you don't take any bashing. But let me go. Let me go look at them paradox conditions now, though.
Fun.
Yeah,
It's great. It's more beats.
More beats.
I got 9 successes on the spell, though.
Sure. Would you like your mana back?
Sure.
All right. Severity of the condition depends on the number. So you are currently within the understanding wisdom. So this will last for a chapter/day. And I think we are definitely into Abyssal Imago. You must spend additional reach equal to the successes earned on paradox. So you have to spend 2 additional
2 reach.
Basically above your free. If you don't, it automatically fails, and then you add dice equal to the caster's spellcasting pool to the paradox roll. So paradox will very, very quickly spiral. The resolution: mage successfully casts a spell that does not risk paradox. The mage scours the condition from a pattern in a day, or you allow it to lapse after a certain time, which is the...
So cast a death 1 spell.
Yeah. Because it's going to add 2 paradox, just cast something that isn't going to provoke paradox at all.
Yep. Well, the problem is it does not risk paradox.
It adds 2 to your paradox pool, right?
Well, it adds in your
have to
case,
spend
2
2
additional reach.
2 additional reach, yeah.
Above your free.
Not above your free, just above what you're already using for the spell.
Yeah.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Because otherwise it would never
2 paradox
not risk.
reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I can probably just
1 spell.
fix that then. Yeah, just cast Speak with the Dead on everybody so you can all chat with Gabe.
It's actually not a bad plan.
Just sort of stop and just like, oh shit, I'm gonna fix it.
Yep, or at least try to.
Yeah, instant scale and
it's instant scale, and then 2 more.
no, I wouldn't have duration.
It wouldn't have duration.
You could pay for the scale with
a -2.
Well, -2s plural.
Yeah, for however many people. Because that would be -8.
Is it -2 per person?
If you're not on advanced scale, yeah.
Right.
Advanced scale goes to like 5 each time or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The -2 would be like other stuff. I'll get y'all too. I don't care if I can talk to him.
Technically, you can kind of do that anyways because of the shared senses.
It'd be weird though.
Ding.
Here you go.
10.
So, not going to be an asshole, but well, actually, yeah, I'm going to be a bit of an asshole because technically you've already provoked paradox in the scene. So that's a bonus
not
1.
Provoking paradox here though. She's not provoking paradox with the spell. It doesn't risk paradox at all.
Oh, I guess
It's only a +1 if it risks.
Yeah, you are correct. Yep.
Put that asshole away.
Yep.
4 successes.
Yes. Thank you, Dave V, for clarifying that over on the Mage Discord. Cool. Yes. So you guys have that, and take your arcane beat for resolving that.
Clearing the thing.
Right. Which, and I'm pretty sure.
Okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong sheet.
Okay. Yeah, and I think Abaddon kind of looks over as, your first spell, causes this weird abyssal warping, and then you casually and okay.
Rub it out.
I'm gonna fix that real quick. Yep. And as you guys are kind of going over this, and then of course Shanna takes off, gets airborne, and begin to spread about, and kind of looks at you all and says, are we just going to wait here to hear back, or are we going to venture forth as well?
Let's go take a look.
Okay. And basically, I'm trying to think how he words this, but yeah, actually basically points at Weird and Songbird and says, if you two will take the front, and
sure.
Yep. Because Ash, you have your gun, right? Your pistol. Yep. And so, I mentioned you guys head towards Koh Ker itself, because you can see that in the distance. It is the big pyramid, and there's what is now flattened ruins. There's no standing structure any longer. But yeah, start to move forward, and you can kind of see, especially since it didn't take you too long to actually cast those spells, because that was, with yantras, 2 or 3 turns.
Right.
You can see the myrmidons ahead. Shanna is an enormous, very out of place eagle, high above, probably golden eagles. Actually, definitely golden eagle, because she's, from, yep. And as you guys are moving forward, the myrmidons kind of raise one hand, and 2 of the others kind of move closer, and Shanna gets kind of, circles a bit, and then, absolutely obnoxious, like, that doesn't sound like it belongs in the jungle kind of calling. And actually, no, has telepathy. So she does not do that. And just says, well, I think they're onto something. There's a lot of people just kind of blitzed out on their ass near this moat around Koh Ker. And you can see her start to come back down towards you all. And Abaddon is yelling out in, would you understand? It sounds like a dialect of high speech. You guys recognize that it is high speech, but you do not understand it. It is like literally somebody speaking another language of high speech.
That's weird.
And the 2 myrmidons who are in the distance kind of snap to attention and just at once, and then start heading back towards you guys. And as you approach and kind of catch up with what the myrmidons have found and what Shanna had seen, you see, I call them 6 kind of mixed group of men and women that look, especially with active mage sight, you can see a couple spells that are on them, and 3 of them look like they're just completely passed out, like leaned, shoulders and chest on the grass, their heads kind of hanging at an angle, but head kind of lolling over the moat. The 3 others who are awake are kind of like very drowsy and, kind of cognizant and kind of awake, but they don't seem to really be doing anything. The myrmidons have stepped a good 60 feet back, still kind of in the jungle, just having seen these guys and going, okay, nope, this is where our expertise ends. Call in the mages, and looks over there, points for Abaddon, and Abaddon says, I don't see anything of danger, and those are my mages.
Does mage side on the river show us anything on the moat?
Yeah, the moat itself does have some kind of arcana to it, some kind of supernatural effect.
But we can't see like what
very specifically, because I've been very bad about mage sight. Yes, you definitely see something over there. Yeah.
We're too far away to like look at it closely, right?
Correct. Yeah, you need to be there where you're really being able to mess with it.
Something up with the moat itself.
That's what I'm thinking.
Thing in it.
Yeah, it seems like where did they drink out of it? But that's what
looking at, like, from your angle, this water is not very high because it's not like a functional moat these days. It looks like it's accumulated. We are in a rainforest and all, so it's accumulated water, but it's not like filled up. But it's, so it's not within even reaching to drink.
Okay.
But yeah, they're clustered in about a 30-foot area. So they're all not like right next to each other. The two.
So there's 6 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Abaddon says that's the entire pylon that I sent.
So do you want to call out to them? Yeah.
He kind of looks and he's like, at this point, I'm not sure if I'm ready to make myself known to them. They seem, and looking like they're completely oblivious to what's going around. The 3 that are awake are kind of like leaned up against a tree or just kind of flat on their back, kind of like staring into space. And like Shayna had said, for crazy eagle vision, they look like blitzed or drugged or something.
Is Shayna back yet, or am I still holding her spear?
Oh yeah, she's landed. Yes. Okay,
so I'll give her the spear, and I can go and have a look at it.
Yeah, Abaddon kind of looks as if, yeah.
You're gonna walk up to them?
Sure.
I'm gonna.
Can you guys analyze life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either I can do it or Shanna can do it.
Both better at that than me, but this is the proper time to use that, I believe.
Yeah. And actually, Shanna will step up because it's her ruling, so it won't cost her any mana.
Right.
Which, Life Web, do you have that as a... Okay.
I paid for it.
Cool. So, yeah, she's just going to pick 2 of them to cast on. I'm not going to stress myself about yantras and stuff like that, but she has...
For a life 1 spell.
Right. Somebody's been in Shanna's character sheet.
It was me.
Okay. Just want to double check. I'm sure she has yantras for this. Yeah, okay. 10 dice, 9 successes. Y'all are screwed. The dice are here, which means they're not going to be there when you need them. And she basically had pointed out to one who was kind of sitting up and kind of awake, another who was passed out, looking into the water, and she says, well, they both are severely depleted. No. The one sitting up looks like they've had no sleep. The other one who's passed out is borderline of death, starving and dehydrated. But otherwise, they're not sick or plagued or anything.
Anything on fate or time? If they're under any kind of a control or a compulsion, or
no. I had to think about it. No. There's obviously some effects on them. Something is messing with them, but nothing outside of their own decision making.
Can I mental scan?
You can.
I'm just gonna pick the one that's awake.
Leaned up against a tree. guinea pig so far.
Okay, so I need. Let's check. I get one question for one base reach. So I need 2 for range because I don't want to touch him, and 1 for instant.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh, well, you don't want to touch him. I was going to say, Ebb and Phoenix, mine too. Could have. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't want to touch him. Yeah. No,
I don't want to get very close to these dudes yet.
So 6, 11.
3 successes.
Cool. So yes, your one question. Make it good.
I like what, if any, psychosis do the subjects suffer? So basically, like, is there anything mentally broken there?
There is a big glaring obsession with looking into the moat.
Cool. I don't think we should get near the moat.
Well, that's going to make it pretty difficult to get into the temple.
Yeah, unless we can figure out what is up there and stop it. Something I don't know how we're even going to help them.
What you got there,
Well,
Songbird?
Helping them is easy
Sorry,
enough
I
to
meant
do.
to add a potency penalty there for an additional -2.
Okay.
It is a knit at sensory range on all 6 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Well,
advanced.
hang on.
Okay.
Let me bring them here first. Then you don't have to do the sensory.
We're good. I got
Okay.
it. It's fine.
All right.
I don't. We're staying here for the moment. I'm not being hasty. I'm just seeing what
Well,
happens.
I'm not going to go there. I can just bring them
Sure.
here.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
So I'm reaching for the instant sensory scale and the heals damage done by deprivation.
Okay.
Charges them as if they had full meal and plenty of water.
Cool.
And so a big pull of paradox.
What do we
-2,
got?
so 4 dice of
Not a
paradox.
great place to be doing paradox. I think it's fine, but
It's worked out so well for us so far.
2.
2 of them.
we know there's an abyssal entity nearby.
Not even a problem.
Not a problem. Just 2 bashing wounds.
It's not even a problem.
Songbird paradoxes and murders people and doesn't suffer any implications for it.
It's
Exactly. Cool. Let's roll the spell.
forces make the moat invisible. Yeah, sure, that'll work.
Totally get rid of the spell on it.
5 plus. Oh wait, no, 3. Yeah, so 11. Ow!
Zeros.
Wow.
See aforementioned the dice. They're not there when you need them.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So, and I appreciate because this was in character saying, no weird, hang on, I got this. And then.
I'll take a dramatic failure.
Sweet. It's been a bit. I gotta go look what those do. So take a beat.
Mhm.
And then you gain a condition. Deprived is a bit over much, but I think we might actually do it just because why not? Probably not actually. Hang on. Because that's a bit more brutal than we're ready for. Shaken, spooked. I do like those. Oh, actually. Nope. Dang. Need to go dig up some more books that have other fun conditions. I think we're just going to do just a flat -2 to stamina.
You only have 2, right?
To the rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy,
And
let me real fast.
Mhm.
I don't know that I've ever rolled anything with stamina in this entire game.
Yeah.
this is true. Yeah. Because what? Oh, yeah, that's true. Because I'm trying to think of something that would. Well, I guess we'll just do -2 to strength.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
And more likely for you to actually clear the condition. And yeah, so I think you resolve it when you fail a strength check.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Right. So yes, you lash out with this imago to heal all these people, and it just absolutely lashes back. Yep. And and especially provoking, as mentioned, paradox. Yeah. And Abaddon looks at you and like, okay, let's calm down. And kind of well, let me call out to them, and starts yelling out names. I'm not going to bother. And none of them respond, look up, and like he kind of puts on a face for a second, like how dare they? And then tries again. I think. Let's see here.
Oh, also, I had dropped Hidden Horde on my soulstone once it was no longer holding a soul.
Oh, okay. Very good point out.
So I have 3 spell control up right now.
Cool. Where? Oh, that's not great. Books. So I just realized I have Abaddon's Legacy, but I didn't pull it up. Let's see here.
Abaddon is suddenly regretting his choice of allies.
A little bit.
You're just doing great.
It's hot. I didn't eat. It's fine.
It's hot. You didn't eat. I mean, I'm pretty sure you. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't think any of those are going to help him right now. No. Okay. Cool. So yeah, he.
Barley is chasing a fly.
Get it, Barley. Get it.
Yeah,
So,
I would have told them about the obsession also. It's just like something's in their head.
well, I can't do anything to fix that, but he looks at his myrmidons who've now kind of clustered around you guys in that same kind of circular formation, and looks over at Etez. What's in their heads? And Etez kind of looks and says, okay. Steps forward and rolls 5 dice.
5 successes.
3 successes. And kind of like
give them back. Those are mine.
Right. Walks forward and kind of looks. And actually, now that I think about it, he only has 1 reach, so he has to walk over to that guy who is, leaning against a tree and places a hand on him.
It's fine.
And Abaddon says, no, it's fine. And very dismissive. That is a good response that you might get from them. Places his hand, and Etez's head kind of snaps back and kind of comes back and pulls and draws back and says, there's something about the moat. And just kind of draws back and goes, I'm really curious because he's hella obsessed about it, sir. Abaddon goes,
trying
okay.
to do a heck and stare at that moat.
So they're obsessed at looking into the moat. I'm very tempted just to see what the hell is up.
I wouldn't.
No, I agree. And none of you were kind of looks over at Atratus and says,
we're just sitting there like drumming our fingers on her arm with her arms crossed.
do you have an idea?
Let's bring them here and we can scrutinize what's going on without getting close to their moat.
I mean, we don't have to get close to the moat to scrutinize them.
Well,
I just don't want to touch them.
Sure. But yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Well, that guy went over there.
Yeah.
Unless it's some sort of Nazi moat and it doesn't want to kill the other Nazis.
Well, Abaddon says, yes, Etez did. Oh, actually, thank you for reminding me. Edit. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have to do that. Okay. Etez did, but Etez is a proximi. Those are 6 mages. We are mages. I'm not ready to cross that. Yes, if you can bring them back over here, you're welcome to.
All right. So I just walk around in the area where we are,
Mhm.
and I just kind of reach down, and poof, those guys all appear here wherever they're laying, just in the same pattern. They just appear here, basically. I just reach down, and when I reach down, I do that one per turn.
Gnosis plus scale, or excuse me, Gnosis plus space, instant.
It was instant, and for scale,
And
the penalties are
sense
scale and duration to cover the area that they're in, and to give me enough time to actually do it.
Scale doesn't get you.
Mhm.
You need another reach to let us see them.
No, because she's the
no.
only one who has to see them to move them, and
Yeah.
because,
Oh, that's true.
because that's the
Scale
cool
is
thing.
for the area, or what do you? I'm trying to figure out why you have advanced scale and then also a -4 scale.
No, I didn't do that. I did one for. Oh, so I did an extra reach in there. Never mind then. Regardless,
Mhm.
the spell's successful.
Yep.
Mhm.
Though with 1 paradox, at least.
Yeah, I thought you were like overlaying it so that we could touch them.
No, the only question is, would my rapier be applicable in this, given that we're in a high tense facing combat situation?
Slicing through the
Just
distance
slicing
to
through
bring them closer.
distances, yeah, and
Sure.
yeah. But
So
I mean,
it'll be a
because it does not. The rapier does not have to be useful. That only
No,
gives it
I
a
know.
+1. Okay,
It's just whether I get the +1. So that's a chance die for paradox.
which is fine.
So close.
Yep.
It's
So
a
yeah,
hot dice on those paradox.
they're there. They're lying. The one man who had been slumped up against a tree now.
I lower him down gently.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
That's true. You're doing them one at a time.
And you're moving them, so
And yeah, they're all laid out. And Abaddon looks down and says, well, I have nothing with mine, and kind of kneels down and starts to, use some focused mage sight himself.
Same here.
Cool.
scrutinize mind.
Mhm.
That's just gnosis in mind, right?
Yep. And we are not yet using the chase rules for this.
Yep.
Sad day, but that's fine. Need to dig into those and learn them before we try and use them. But yeah, start firing away. Gnosis plus mind or gnosis plus.
It's 6 rolls.
Is there anything to do with fate about any of this?
Nobody's messing with their fates.
Is it life or
Like getting somebody in obsession, that sounds very fatey. Like there's fate
No,
spells
they
that do
just
that.
got close to the river and then it.
But because if they become obsessed with it, it's their decision.
Right, but I'm saying there's fate spells that do that.
Mhm.
That's why I was drawing to see if there was a connection there at all.
Yep.
Like I said, that's 2 successes. What is the opacity for mind?
I will put it at 3.
0.
Okay, but that's fine. That's safe. So that's 3, 2, 1, and then reveal.
1.
Okay. So it does not look like somebody has actually messed with their head. It doesn't look like somebody has like applied, like if you were looking at them, they do not have a supernatural effect messing with their head. They themselves, they are obsessed with something they have seen in the moat. Without like digging into their mind to actually tell, what they've seen or something like that, which is a bit of a dodgy thing to do right now. But yeah, there's no actual supernatural effect on them.
Okay. So it's not like a magical compulsion that enthralled them.
Right.
So
I think what you get from it is the fact that what they are doing is like all Well, I guess for mages, it would be like, oh yeah, this is a natural thing. They're now obsessed with this thing.
I'm gonna go take a look.
Okay.
Abaddon stands up and says, I mean, they don't appear to be ill, but
How long have they been here?
I guess you can just ask, Abaddon that. Abaddon says these guys left a week ago at this point.
Sounds about right. If they've been just staring at this for a week, they'd be pretty close to dead.
Yep.
-2 for a combined spell.
And what are you casting?
I'm using my shifting the odds with post cognition.
Oh, okay.
To pull up significant events in the recent past.
Sure.
You could just try and see what they saw.
And go ahead and cast that while Songbird is moving forward to the boat.
I'm pulling out yantras too. I got an idea.
Sure. Just, of course.
But yeah. Oh, perfect. Whoa. Well, never mind. Well, where'd all the dice go?
We're doing great.
This is fine. This is our first investigation.
There's something in the air.
Yeah. There is indeed something in
Is it -2 to try again or -1?
-2. Wait, no, -1.
No, it's -1.
It's too hot here. Can't think.
We just came from New York. Okay, there you go. But that's going to take you a couple seconds during which Songbird has gone to the moat. And
I'm not to the moat. I'm just walking down, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you have planned so I can figure out?
You tell me what it is, but waving the property of truth, reality onto the moat.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, like, cause a disturbance in the, like, I don't know.
Will that be unveiling?
I don't know how fucking Abyss works.
Sure. And
so,
I mean,
but it doesn't. It's things that can't not ever not exist.
I mean, there are things from out of reality.
Sure.
Anti-numbers and anti-language and anti-thinking.
Which is all above Songbird's head. But I do know it's not real. So if I just force reality at this thing that we think the place is, it'll at least draw it out.
Not quite. Because
I think they're definitely real.
Right.
You can certainly try, but yeah.
Right. Without getting like super metagamey, like the Abyss can show up in any number of ways and things. It's not always a physical thing. It is not always, a creature. Sometimes it can show up in weird tears in reality that do weird things.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. But
okay.
No, well. I'm trying to get to the. So you were trying to, I guess, highlight whatever.
I'm trying to just force like the concept of reality and truth at all of this around. Like this is. I don't know. There's something here that doesn't belong. I'm trying to like force it out by virtue of showing how it doesn't belong.
So an abyssal entity of anti-math draws essence from math.
Mm-hmm.
So one way to draw it out might be to like calculate pi by hand or something. I think is kind of what Songbird's going for. So if he tries to lay over the reality of what this moat should be,
okay,
maybe he can draw it out.
I feel like a truth unveiling would work. Just like show me what is actually here.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, yeah. Some of that is also figuring out what the hell it would actually do if I actually did it. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a truth unveiling. Mm-hmm.
Scale.
It's a big old thing. That's actually what I was pulling up. Where's my spell factors? Oh my gosh. Spell factors, spell control. Am I blind? I am. It's right there. Let's see here. Because you're targeting the object. Yeah, so this
I can just do it on the whole area.
Yeah.
I'm doing advanced scale, so.
Yeah, advanced scale -2 would get it.
Okay, I was thinking it's going to have to be bigger than that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking of, well, you'll understand. But yeah, the water is the...
Sure.
Are we reading on Roll20?
No, I'm just figuring out what it is.
I was staring, waiting for something.
Because I don't know that this necessarily is like super in my shadow name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a bit navel gazy and investigative for
Songbird.
Mm-hmm. 8, 2, 6, 11.
Good luck.
Right. 5 successes. Sure. So yeah, what I think this basically kind of turns out as, almost like a, to invent the imago for you, but is this kind of like shout challenge of like, here's truth, come at me, anti-truth.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's no loud roar of challenge or response, but there is a supernatural, well, we'll say abyssal ripple through the water that is kind of the only response that you get, and it really draws your attention down to it. But yeah, it's like the water down in the moat. Not necessarily some, invisible screen or something like that, but the water down in itself.
All right.
I came here preparing to fight, like, horrible unreality monsters, but apparently...
It's horrible unreality water.
Yeah.
So far.
Time for another spell.
Okay. Oh, actually, hold that thought, because Songbird Craig. So you throw in post-cognition, and you do...
Shifting odds to find the significant points in the time stream.
Right. So how does that actually work? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Because you have advanced duration.
Yes.
Because you have instant.
Oh, hang on. No, I had instant and advanced duration.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that because that's your normal go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch for, because you don't have the advanced for scrubbing and stuff like that. You jump to 6 mages moving in kind of this organized,
military sort of. Yeah.
And kind of covering all their corners and stuff like that, make their way to the moat, and just one of them, kind of covering, with his rifle, kind of looks down, nothing there, and kind of looks down, and then really looks down, and just kind of stares for a minute. The others are calling, "Hey, what are you doing? What's?" And he's not responding. I'm like, "What the hell?" And then one by one, they all start to look down into the moat, and you watch as they're all look down, and then a couple of them start to sit down, and their eyes are just locked on that moat, and then, and you continue to watch that, because you have no scrubbing until you just cancel out of the spell. Yeah,
I'll cancel out of the spell. So all they did was look at the water, and they were immediately enthralled. That's however they picked it up.
There's no thrall in their brain.
Whatever adjective you want to use. They looked at the water and were immediately, as soon as they met the water, they got curious about it, and then they were obsessed. To
Abaddon.
The exclusion of all else.
And as you guys are discussing, and Songbird, I know you're about to cast, Abaddon looks actually kind of smug. He's just sitting back and just, you guys seem to be doing the heavy lifting, so he's letting you guys do your thing, and just not okay. Well, that's good to know. And then looks over at Songbird as you are doing what?
I am casting shape change. Is that the right one? Shaping, state change. I don't know. Matter.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna turn the water into gas and also mix in a control gravity to bring it all to a single point.
I dig it.
Okay. So you're like, why would you do this?
For just one longer second than I did for. I was like, yeah, just turn it into gas. Then there's no water for it to hide on. I was like, what if it is the water?
Cool.
I ain't taking no swims with -2 strength though. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay, so yeah, that is so shaping and state change. Yep.
Or it's not shaping.
State change.
It's just state change. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then I guess you can use forces. Is that what you said to bring it together?
Collapse it. I mean, you could just shaping it into a big water pile.
It already is a big water pile.
Yeah.
But once it goes
You
gas,
can shape it into a ball.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do 2 spells.
well, I mean, it is still 2 spells. I mean, for Songbird's cases, because state change doesn't let you manipulate it.
Do anything. Just
No, so I'm saying the state change isn't. You can just keep it as water and shape it into 1 point.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you could not state change. Shaping. You could shaping it.
Water fills the container, so if I'm going to squish all the water together, it would be taller, and then I'd be looking at it a lot closer.
You can compress a gas much more than you can compress water.
Yeah, that's the
true.
idea.
Yeah,
If
I got where you're going.
If it is a thing, I'm going to trap it in this much.
Sure.
Okay.
Got to start thinking like a JoJo's villain. Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so yeah, shaping
7.
and then control gravity.
5 plus 8 is 13. Minus 2
Just making
is
sure I didn't
11.
do any.
And we have definitely provoked paradox once before this thing, so we're at 3d10
-2
from your rapier, or not rapier, knife. Okay. So that's cumulative 2 now.
Oh, I didn't get anything from my success.
Oh, what would you like?
I'll take a condition.
We will think on that. I'm trying to think.
Sure.
Actually, bonus to intimidation?
Yeah, sounds good.
Because that was your call out shout. All right, so yes, 6,
What did it say?
7, 13. Wait,
7
7, 5,
plus 4.
13, 11. Getting good at counting by 2s.
2 successes.
Cool. So yeah, you watch as the water, snaps into a gas and starts to move up and kind of coalesce into a foggy little mist that's crunched down fairly tightly, and it's not a liquid, so all the little itty bitty little water molecules are bumping into each other a whole bunch, but are not solidifying into a glassy orb.
Sure.
And it floats there above the moat.
And are we all looking at it now?
Yes, but key point, and especially based off the imago, it's a gas, and it still is a gas, so it's a hazy little thing. It is not reflective or anything like that.
That's the name of a beer.
Hazy gas?
Hazy little thing.
Oh. So yeah, so Abaddon looks at that and says, I mean, just be done with it? I mean, it's a gas.
Somewhere else?
Just elevate it and just send
You care
it
to
into
help out
space.
at all, or?
I mean, you guys are doing a great time. Do you want me to? Cool. And actually, I think he's going to flex a little bit. Let's see here. So with no obvious use of spells and clearly a legacy attainment, he says you can drop your spell, as he just throws raw heat into the pile, and it goes, well, it's still a gas, but it just starts to into just steam and just gases upward and out.
I understand how it's different than what it already was.
Yeah, but I mean,
Just dispersed it, basically.
massively dispersed. Yeah, and he says, "See, there we go."
So now we're breathing it?
And I mean, he had that same thought. It's upward and out,
Mhm.
especially. And he goes, "I mean, it seems fine." Kind of looks down at his mages, and grabs one of them by the scruff and kind of pulls him up. Come on, step out of it. Anybody home?
I mean,
Sets him back down.
Jeez, and I'm worried about the state of the world with microplastics. Did we just distribute?
yeah, it's gonna
microplastics all
rain
over the
that.
place?
Like, cool, you made it clouds. Abyss rain?
Potentially, but we'll handle that. I mean, we can come back. For now,
Back, that's on you.
yeah, kind of shrugs and no big deal. And
Okay.
looks down and he's like, "All right, well, well, actually, hang on. I
No,
don't
you
think
need some more competent mind mages, because I might be able to snap one of them out of it, but I don't super want to.
Well, and Shanna, who's been over here, kind of leaned on her spear, biting her lip, deciding. She goes, "I can try what Songbird tried."
I mean, you can do it better.
I mean, I'm not trying to point that finger, but yes.
It's fine. Point that finger, baby.
Okay. And sits down and, casts the same spell, but
She has Mend as a praxis.
yeah. And so she just does it on one guy who, like, gas, eyes pop open and looks around and goes, "Okay." And just, like, body hauls himself over to the moat with this, like, big, happy, dopey grin. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where's the water? Turns around and, like, "Abaddon, where's the water?" "Calm, friend, it's gone. It's everything's fine. We've done away with it." And he goes, "You don't understand. There was so much there. There was so much there. I saw everything. Like, you." I gotta find it. What did you do with it? Abaddon actually kind
I'm
of
just
looks over at you
folding
guys
my
and goes,
arms and, like, looking at Abaddon with the eyebrows raised.
Yeah, but what'd you do with it?
What did you do with that, Abaddon?
turned it to gas. Set it free. It was tainted with the abyss.
I turned it to gas.
Sure. He applied a lot more heat to it. So it was no longer room temperature gas. And it's dispersed. It's gone. The man kind of looks at Abaddon and says, "I can't believe you would have done that. So many secrets of the universe, so many timelines, so many possibilities that I saw. Alternate universes. I don't know. I was just starting to understand it."
It was all an abyssal lie.
Do you know that? Do you know
Yeah.
that? Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
No, even if it's from the abyss, I saw things that were true.
That's
No.
Metagaming, just to explain, and it is a-okay for your characters to be like, "No, the abyss, fuck that," especially weird is probably 100% there. But no, it is right. But it is possible for the abyss to actually do real things. It's just going to have that I'm on board
The
for.
abyss is desire over truth.
Ooh, that's a very good way to put that. Yes. He's like, "But there was so much. I saw lives where," and kind of looks at Abaddon, looks away. "I saw where, and I was a pentacle mage. And when I was a Tremere and a Scelesti and a Sleeper and a Sleepwalker and a man and a woman and everything. I saw all of them."
Or
And
you
like,
just do that, in real life.
he's fallen to his knees, like sobbing. He's like, no, I could change myself now, but I'm talking about an entire lifetime of it. Every experience. You destroyed it.
Yeah, this is where we go. Just sort of casually rest my hand on my rapier's hilt.
Man, seeing with the abyss is dangerous.
Are obsessions only mind?
What do you mean?
They can be soul too, right?
Well, I'm trying to understand the question.
Is there a way in which prime magic can interact with obsessions for mages?
Ooh, yeah. I believe one of the top end prime is like to give somebody an obsession and they can get arcane beats, even if they're a sleeper.
Oh, forge purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I probably can't undo that.
Well, you got prime 4. You could fray it, change it.
Could unravel it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you could completely undo it, but you could rearrange it, reconfigure it, similar to transform life. With
Sure.
Basically redirect that obsession.
Mm-hmm. At least for the duration. It definitely won't be lasting.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to waste lasting spells on these guys because I don't.
I mean, they are seers.
About seers. If your seers want to spend their entire lives here waiting for the abyss rain to come back, I didn't make enough to help them.
Very good point.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that. I don't think Songbird would help them that much.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I basically was like, this is up to Abaddon and his people. Like, if you want to come fix this, I assume you have people who can do that.
Yeah. Well, and Abaddon kind of looks at this guy, and there is definite like disgust, especially as this guy's like sobbing over effectively
How
a pool
dare
of
you
water.
wish to be a scholar?
He's not even that bad
Fucking nerds.
because they are mages. They still have obsessions and stuff like that. But he looks down at this guy and says, "See to your pylon, get them awake, fed, and I think back home is the way he would put it. Actually, get yourselves back to your homes, and I will. You will report to me later. For now, we're fixing your shit." And kind of actually points at two the Myrmidons, and again in that high speech, and calls off 2 of them and says, "Keep an eye on them." And well, actually, you don't know what he says. It's in high speech in a weird, odd language, but the 2 of them kind of nod.
Bro, what the fuck did you just say?
I gave orders. If you want to learn the language, I mean, I could teach you, but it'd be some prerequisites.
Is it like seer high speech? You got your own high speech?
Man, you guys, I mean, do you really want to know?
No.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
I can teach you. I mean,
No.
there's just
No, I'm not.
Fucking temple. Come on.
I'm not trying to learn it. I just want to, have your own high speech.
Well, he kind of grins. He's like, not exactly. And then kind of motions.
Gosh, you're cryptic.
Well, no, because he's going to tell him, kind of motions for Shanna and Songbird to head up, and kind of follows up and says, "Oh no, it's a language my Myrmidon friends here all know. They grow up knowing it, and whatever I tell them to do in that language, they do it, or suffer greatly." And there's some grumbling from the 3 of the Myrmidons that says, "We live to serve the Praetorian." Actually, doesn't even say Praetorian. Acus, I think, is the name they use for the Praetorian.
No.
Yeah.
By the Praetorian, do you mean the general?
Yes.
This is not in character. This is Chris.
Right, yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
Praetorians serve the general.
Right. Praetorian is the ministry. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, specifically the Myrmidons say we serve Acus or Aacus. I can't remember. I'd have to go dig up.
Physically bound to this somehow?
No, they have free will. They just suffer if they.
It's just a
Don't
threat
follow
by
orders.
violence.
Yeah, they suffer. But it's okay. I have a good working relationship with these 5. We get along quite well, don't we? And
Or they suffer.
Or they suffer.
Or they suffer, and the three of them.
It's a good thing Songbird doesn't hear any of this.
And the three of them go. I mean, we live to serve. Like, we love to serve. This is our purpose.
Sure.
And
Let's focus on what we came here to do.
so you guys head towards Koh Ker itself, that awesome freaking pyramid. And there's this, definitely the stairs that lead up it and stuff like that. And as far as Drew's online research could find, there is no interior to Koh Ker. It's a big, but of course, fuck that shit. And
Mages, we're gonna put it inside.
Yep. And so he walks basically around to the backside of it and lays his hands on one of the big kind of lower steps. And in normal high speech, basically says something along. Actually, because you guys can't understand it, open to me and reveal the what did I say? The savage creature beneath. And the block that he was leaning on just stops being. And there's stairway down, and you guys can see, like, this thing is translucent. It is still there. It is just no longer substantial. And you can just phase right through it. Ghost Wall is the matter spell that would do it, but none of you have that. Leads down, sends, we'll say that those two left. So yes, Etez, Nabal, and Nagrin are the three Myrmidons who are left, and send them forward, and they flip on little, under attached flashlights.
Gunlight.
Yep. And it is dark and spooky.
Tactical.
And
he okay. And basically leads the way down the stairs. And he says, okay, we wait a second or a minute, looks up at the block. And then after, a handful of turns, 30 seconds to a minute, whoop, it is back in place. And you are in utter darkness, save for those three flashlights. Can
I have Gabe take a look around? Like, go out ahead?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sure.
She's in Twilight.
Yeah. He has a limited ability to see because he's in Twilight and everything is, kind of all the ghost stuff. But yeah, he leads down and, goes forth. Do you mention it to Abaddon that you're having him go forward?
No.
Okay. The three, actually, for you, who can see, you watch the three, Myrmidon move forward, and Gabe around that man, because he's fast compared to them, and shoots forward.
This is definitely giving him a warning, just like, be careful.
Right.
But
he's like, no, anything that even sees me, I'm coming back. Don't worry. And kind of zips forward, and kind of starts to, look about, and your vision of him kind of disappears as you guys.
I didn't take his eyes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Take his eyes, Jesus. But,
look through his eyes.
Right. And basically, you guys get to the bottom of the stairs where the space opens up, and compared to like the Atlantean temple that you guys, went to, this definitely looks far more modern. Well, modern. It looks like it is, from the era of Koh Ker and stuff like that, and everything looks just normal stone and stuff like that. And the Myrmidons kind of lead forward, flashlights kind of sweeping. You have a pretty good vision out in front of them, and a little bit, because of just stuff kind of reflecting on the walls, a little bit in front of you. Kind of follow. Well, it's up to you guys how close you're following. Meanwhile, Gabe has shot forward, and he goes, well, this place is this supposed, and like he's talking to himself, but you can hear him. He's like, this place is supposed to be like the place in Peru. This place doesn't look like Peru, does it? And as far as you can see, nowhere near as cool. But it looks as you kind of move, as Gabe moves forward and kind of, he is stuck to the ground because he has feet, and he's not a weird flying ghost or a spirit, but trudges forward, and there's bits of, your classic, roots coming through and bits of water that drop and stuff like that. But it comes out to kind of pathway, and then what you feel like is probably under the center of the pyramid, and it comes down into an inverted pyramid with a large space down there, and you can't quite see. And Gabe's like, nope, you can come up here. I ain't going down there by myself. And it's got 4 sets of stairs that lead down, and then huge kind of graduated steps that are fairly wide, probably like 10, you drop down 10 feet and then they're 10 foot wide, 10 feet. And meanwhile, the stairs just having that nice 45-degree angle. The Atreides, are you just standing still? or do you have the buddy system holding onto Songbird's shoulder?
Yeah, I would have been walking along with them.
Right. Because you realize it's like, yes, while seeing through Gabe's eyes, you've not seen through your own. And we're pulling a Caleb and from Critical Roles Season 2. There you guys go. There's your critical reference. And continue down, and the Myrmidons come to the edge of that upper level, kind of aims their guns down and lights over... it's a sphinx. Well, to some definitions, legs, lower torso of, a lion, bare female torso, arms. The head is got that very leonine, mane, almost a weird level of hair, that just rushes back, over the shoulders. And it does not appear to be like physically bound into place. And it kind of looks up and kind of brings one hand up to kind of cover against the, the lights.
Hand or paw?
Hand. From the torso. It is more of a centaur than a sphinx.
But like a lion centaur?
Yeah, lion tower.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not 100%, sphinx in the Egyptian style.
It's a Tolvir.
It is a Tolvir. There's your WoW reference for the day. And it kind of looks up and barks something in high speech, what the fuck, but, more elegant because it's high speech. And who comes now to torture me? And that's 725. So we'll pause there. But don't worry, kids. We'll be right back. As always, guys, thank you for joining us. It is always fun to share our wacky adventures with the Abyss Water. I'm sure that's totally fine.
Fine, right?
Yeah. It's not going to have any kind of future repercussions. Right. As always, thank you for joining us, and join us on Discord if you want to chat with us, talk about what a terrible, terrible idea that was to turn into gas and dissipate. Which, you can't blame Songbird because Abaddon is the one who threw it away into the air. But
heard it here, folks. You cannot blame me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, throw it to space, right?
That's exactly what I said. Yeet it into space and away you go.
Yeah.
But nope, apparently we just made Abyssal rain.
Maybe. I love the Abyss. It's spoilers. We ain't done with it. Anyways, yes, join us on Discord for that. Of course, if you want to support us monetarily, you can come by Patreon, patreon.com/Occultists Anonymous, or that's really, really long. So you can just staylucky.club. Also, if you want to join us on Discord, that's yeetinto.space. Almost forgot that part. Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay isolated. What is it? There was a hashtag alone together. Stupidest hashtag. But seriously, stay home. We'll see you next time.
Stay lucky.